The Making of National Movement 1870s to 1947 is the 8th chapter of Class 8 NCERT History. Part 3 will focus on the advent of Mahatma Gandhi into Indian politics and the profound impact it had on the national movement. A new chapter began when Mahatma Gandhi stepped onto the Indian political stage, turning the struggle for freedom into a mass awakening with the power of non-violence and satyagraha. He transformed ordinary people into fearless fighters for independence. The topics that will be explored in this video are number 1, Advent of Mahatma Gandhi, number 2, the Rowlatt Satyagraha, number 3, Jallianwala Bagh atrocities, number 4, Khilafat and non-cooperation movement, number 5, People's Initiative, number 6, People's Mahatma, number 7, the Chauri Chaura incident, number 8, the revolutionaries, and at the end, number 9, some important questions for recap. Advent of Mahatma Gandhi. Mahatma Gandhi arrived in India in 1915 from South Africa, where he had led Indians in powerful non-violent struggles against racial discrimination, earning respect as both a national and international leader. After his return to India, Gandhiji extensively toured the country for few years, primarily to understand the ground realities, social fabric, and political landscape of India. This allowed him to connect with the masses, understand their problems, and assess the impact of British rule before joining the national movement. His entry into Indian politics was marked by 3 significant movements. Number 1, Champaran Satyagraha 1917 in Bihar, where farmers were forced to grow indigo by the European planters under Tinkatia system. The Satyagraha movement led by him abolished the Tinkatia system and the planters compensated the farmers. Gandhiji's this victory earned him the title of Mahatma. Number 2, Ahmedabad Mill Strike 1918 was the first hunger strike undertaken by Gandhiji to put pressure on the textile mill owners regarding the wages of the workers. The method, fast unto death, succeeded and within days the problem was solved. Number 3, Kheda Satyagraha 1918, where due to crop failure from drought, farmers were unable to pay taxes, but the government demanded full revenue. Under Gandhiji's guidance, Sardar Patel organized the farmers to withhold revenue payments using non-cooperation as a technique. The outcome was taxes were suspended for that year and the government also released the confiscated properties of the farmers. Thus, Mahatma Gandhi's experiment in political action through Satyagraha in Champaran, fast unto death in Ahmedabad, and non-cooperation in Kheda proved highly effective in mobilizing the masses and achieving the desired goal. The Rowlatt Satyagraha 1919. Before we learn about the Rowlatt Satyagraha, it is important to know what was Rowlatt Act. Rowlatt Act was a draconian law passed by the British government allowing them to arrest and detain people suspected of sedition without warrant or trial for up to 2 years. The act curbed the fundamental rights such as the freedom of expression and it strengthened police powers. Gandhiji gave a call for satyagraha against this tyrannical law. Gandhiji asked the Indian people to observe 6th April 1919 as a day of non-violent opposition to this act, as a day of humiliation and prayers and hartals. Satyagraha Sabhas were set up to launch the movement. The British government responded to the Rowlatt Satyagraha with harsh and brutal repression. The Jallianwala Bagh atrocities. The Jallianwala Bagh massacre took place on 13th April, the day of Baisakhi, in Amritsar. A large unarmed crowd of men, women and children had gathered at Jallianwala to celebrate Baisakhi and peacefully protest the arrest of leaders under the Rowlatt Act. Brigadier General Dyer arrived at Jallianwala with soldiers blocked the only exit and started firing at the crowd without warning for about 10 minutes. Hundreds of people were killed and injured. The brutal atrocities committed at Jallianwala by the British troops filled the nation with pain and anger. Rabindranath Tagore expressed the pain and anger of the country by renouncing his knighthood, and Mahatma Gandhi returned the Kaisar-e-Hind medal. This brutality accelerated the Indian struggle for independence, directly contributing to the rise of non-cooperation movement. Khilafat and non-cooperation movement. The Khilafat and non-cooperation movements 1919 to 1922 were primarily caused by widespread Indian discontent against the British rule following First World War. Khalifa or the Turkish Sultan was regarded as the spiritual leader of Islam and protector of the holy sites. In 1920, the British imposed a harsh treaty on Khalifa after the First World War. The Sultan was deposed. The territory of the Ottoman Empire, Turkey, was drastically reduced. Its finances were placed under the Allied control and Istanbul was brought under the international administration. This hurt the sentiments of the Indian Muslims. Thus, led by Muhammad Ali and Shaukat Ali, they planned to initiate a non-cooperation movement to ensure that the Khalifa retained control over Muslim sacred places. Gandhiji supported their call as, during the Rowlatt Satyagraha, Mahatma Gandhi had emphasized Hindu-Muslim unity, urging both the communities to unite and resist British injustice. So the important question is, what were the key objectives of non-cooperation movement? Number one, it urged the Congress to campaign against the injustice of the Jallianwala Bagh massacre. Number two, it urged the Congress to campaign against the Khilafat wrong. And number three, it urged the Congress to campaign for Swaraj. The movement gained momentum through 1921 and 22. It was called the non-cooperation movement as it asked people to boycott British goods and refused to work or cooperate with the British. Thousands of students left government-controlled schools and colleges. Many lawyers gave up their practices in British courts. British titles were surrendered and legislatures boycotted. People lit public bonfire of foreign cloth. The imports of foreign cloth fell drastically between 1920 and 22. People's Initiative. In many cases, people resisted British rule non-violently. In others, different classes and groups, interpreting Gandhiji's call in their own manner, protested in ways that were not in accordance with his ideas. In both cases, however, people linked the movement to local grievances. For example, in Kheda, Patidar peasants organized movement against high land revenue. In coastal Andhra Pradesh and interior Tamil Nadu, liquor shops were picketed. In Guntur, tribals and poor peasants staged forest satyagraha. In Assam tea gardens, the laborers agitated demanding an increase in their wages. In Bengal, Khilafat and Non-Cooperation Alliance gave enormous communal unity and strength to the national movement. People's Mahatma. People started looking at Gandhiji as some kind of Masiha, someone who could help them overcome their misery and poverty. Gandhiji, on his part, was working hard to build class unity and not class conflict. At times, ordinary people even credited him with their own achievements. For example, a powerful movement of the peasants in Pratapgarh managed to stop illegal eviction of tenants, but they felt it was Gandhiji who had won this demand for them. The Chauri Chaura incident on 5th February 1922 at Chauri Chaura, a village in Uttar Pradesh, a peaceful procession of peasants led by Congress workers was fired upon by the police. The angry peasants retaliated by attacking and burning down the police station. 22 policemen died. Realizing that the practice of non-violence had not been properly learned by the people, Gandhiji abruptly called off the non-cooperation movement. The government took full advantage of the situation and arrested Mahatma Gandhi. He was sentenced to 6 years imprisonment, thus ended the non-cooperation movement. After the withdrawal of the non-cooperation movement, Congress broke into two main groups. One group led by C.R. Das and Motilal Nehru formed the Swaraj Party. They decided to contest election and entered the Legislative Council. They decided to obstruct the working of the British government from within. They won a large number of seats in the Central Legislative Assembly in 1923. The other faction of Congress got involved in constructive program proposed by Gandhiji. This included spinning khadi, working for Hindu-Muslim unity and removal of untouchability. This group included Dr. Rajendra Prasad Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel and Dr. M.A. Ansari. The revolutionaries. After the sudden withdrawal of the non-cooperation movement, a new wave of fiery revolutionaries rose with a different vision of freedom. Leaders like Bhagat Singh, Chandrasekhar Azad and Sukhdev believed that true independence could only be achieved through a bold revolution of workers and peasants against both colonial rule and exploitative classes. With this mission, they formed the Hindustan Socialist Republican Association in 1928. They were driven by socialist ideals, unshakable courage, and a burning desire to awaken the nation. Some important questions for recap. Number 1. Explain the political experiments of Mahatma Gandhi in Champaran, Ahmedabad and Kheda. Number 2. What was Rowlatt Satyagraha? Why did Mahatma Gandhi call upon the people to protest against it? Number 3. How did Jallianwala Bagh massacre intensify the struggle for independence? Number 4. What was the Khilafat movement? Number 5. What were the key objectives of the non-cooperation movement? Number 6. Why Gandhiji abruptly halted the non-cooperation movement? Number 7. What was the impact of the Chauri Chaura incident on the leaders of the Indian National Congress? And number 8. What were the core beliefs of the revolutionaries? In this video, we witnessed the mass mobilization under Mahatma Gandhi. In the next video, we will see how this movement evolved into a powerful demand for Purna Swaraj. Thank you for watching and staying with Indrani's History channel, where history awakens mind and ignites change. If you found this lesson helpful, please like, share and subscribe my history channel.